What's up squad, my name is ESO and welcome back to the most requested series on my channel. Yes, we are back with console mods weekly. And in today's video we will be talking about how to make Skyrim look amazing on both PS4 and Xbox One. Now there is a good reason this series got interrupted, and let me just explain. As many of you know, I had copper wire internet for the last 2 months, so I really could not download pretty much diddly squat, and it took 6 hours to upload a 10-minute video. But now I am back and I'm ready to do this series, and so is Lydia. She is also ready, look at her. Look at the determination in her face. So anyway, we are going to take a look at how to make your Skyrim Special Edition game on console look really beautiful. And this is going to be part of a new modding series on my channel. Each week's video will cover the best mods for each category. So combat, character models, immersion, gameplay and so on. But today guys, we are going to go over the best Skyrim Special Edition console graphics mods to specifically make our game's landscape look beautiful and immersive. Now the first thing I need to tell you guys is that if you are on a console, and you probably are if you're watching this video, I'm sorry but there is no way that you can make your Skyrim look as good as mine unless you have a PC. Because so many people have been asking me about that. But we can definitely use some tricks to make it look a lot better than the standard Skyrim, so don't worry. But if you are thinking about getting a PC and you have a budget, I've actually included my suggestion in the description below of a few budget PC builds, the lowest one only costing $600. So if you're interested, check that out in the description below. But back to the topic of this video guys, let's jump in with the first mod. And we're going to look at the weather mods. We have 2 mods for this subcategory. Firstly, if you're on Xbox One, I suggest Climate of Tamriel. Now this mod is really interesting because it doesn't directly improve our graphics, not really. But what it does do is change many of the environments that you've been playing in for years, and it changes them completely. It makes it so some of the locations you revisit are just going to have completely different atmospheres to them, different moods, and a different feeling about them. Like when you're in a complete snow blizzard compared to a very sunny, clear day. It's that massive difference between being able to see as far as the eye can see compared to like 10 meters in front of you. And this mod is literally enormous as well. It represents thousands of hours of hard work over the years. Once added, you'll see a big difference in lighting in both outdoor locations and interior environments. It also has this really clever realistic cloud system that makes some of the weather really believable. Now in terms of gameplay though, you can also get dark versions of this mod, which means it makes torches and lanterns at night time, especially within caves, much more important. And I really like this gameplay aspect if I'm honest, because it sometimes makes you a little bit more careful on harder difficulties and it makes you play the game a little bit more differently. Now bear in mind guys that the file size is 82.2 megabytes. So in some ways you may prefer the PS4 alternative weather mod called Dolomite Weathers. Now this mod is only 113 kilobytes in size, so it's tiny. It literally has no performance loss at all. And it does similar things to the Climate of Tamriel mod, it's just a lot less diverse. So I recommend Dolomite Weathers if you're on PS4 obviously because you can't get Climates of Tamriel, or if you don't want to take up too much memory. Secondly, let's look at improving the vegetation around Skyrim. Because if you're on the Xbox One, I recommend getting Skyland, a landscape texture overhaul. Now this first mod retextures much of the landscape with new handcrafted 2K non-parallax textures. And these textures do look really good. They're very realistic and accurate. And you'll find after you've installed it that it really improves the appearance of mountains, snow, rocks, bridges, roads, cave and mine floors, and also a couple of towns such as Whiterun and Riften. And the mod creator also actually has plans to retexture many other areas in the game. So this is one of those mods that you'll download now and then you'll update later and it will get better and better. In addition to this mod though, you should also download and install Lush Overhaul. This mod basically edits all the trees and plant meshes to make them like more leafy and bushy. It sounds simple, but the effect is really quite amazing. It makes everything just seem a little bit more hidden and like kind of like when you're exploring it's a bit more satisfying. And this mod is definitely preference, but there's another one called Bigger Trees that basically just increases the size of trees in Skyrim. And it also works with the Lush Overhaul, which makes these big trees like very leafy and very thick and dense in like their canopies. But the effect of Bigger Trees is that it makes you seem very small in a very big world. Like you're exploring these huge forests. And I personally really like that, but this mod is completely preference. But if you're on PS4, you can get the Dence Grass mod. And this has a similar effect to the Lush Overhaul, but it's much less diverse in plant life. It pretty much just adds a lot more grass in the game world. And it's still pretty damn cool though, I must say. Even though it's a very simple mod, it has a big effect. You can even install it in addition to the other mods I mentioned in this category. Though I must say you'll probably get a bit of an FPS drop. Thirdly though, up on this list, we have the Surreal lighting. And this is one of my favourite mods that I'm going to talk to you about today. Though this mod is definitely a personal preference. Personally, a lot of people ask me how I make my game look so bright and exciting. As I'm on PC, I actually use something called an ENB preset, but you can't get those on consoles because they just can't handle it. So instead, we have the Surreal lighting mod, and this mod basically cheats. It doesn't really do anything to the graphics or textures, doesn't do any reshading, no nothing. All it does is alters the brightness and contrast and also the colours of the outdoor settings. It tints Skyrim into this wild sort of fantastic fantasy tone. And for me, it does make Skyrim's grey and dreary landscapes so much more thrilling and interesting and like kind of like you want to go and explore it again. And let's remember, the mod size is also tiny, so it doesn't really take up any memory either, and it has no effect on performance. So yeah, I highly rate this mod. As we say in architecture, a simple solution is the most effective. Now if you are an Xbox One user, we can take the graphics much further. Get the Static Mesh Improvement mod. This mod basically improves the appearance of lots of the 3D models around Skyrim. It basically makes everything appear more three-dimensional and realistic. This affects lots of the architecture, clutter, furniture, landscapes, and generally just makes many objects in the game seem much more polished. Like instead of those sort of blocky objects, everything's sort of really refined, and I just love it. The only drawback of this mod is that it can lead to low FPS performance issues. So if you're trying to run the mod with open cities, that's a bad idea. What I would suggest is trying this mod out and seeing what you think of it. Every single player is different and has different mods installed, so it'll probably affect your FPS performance differently to others. So basically just download it, see what you think of it, see if it affects your FPS, then make a decision whether or not you want to keep it. The next thing that is also worth considering is water. Specifically, we're going to want to download the Realistic Water 2 mod. Since Skyrim Special Edition changed how water flows around the world, allowing it to change speed over its environment, this mod has been updated. What Realistic Water 2 does is change the flow of water to suit its location. So for example, a lake does not flow in one direction like a river. It also increases the volume of water that passes over waterfalls, making them even more dramatic, while also changing puddles and water within cities such as Riften so that they perform realistically and stay completely still. A simple but effective change. Now the final thing we have in this list, and is actually probably one of my personal favourites, it's a quality world map, vivid with stone roads. Now this mod has many different versions, and personally this is my favourite version of it. It removes all the hazy, overdone mist from the map, and it makes it much more engaging to look at. we can now see all the main roads and how they sort of intertwine throughout the world, and how each mountain range can be navigated, so it makes the map much clearer to understand now. The mod also comes with other versions as well, so there's a paper parchment version which reminds me of that Lord of the Rings map that we all know and love. I also really like this one as well, but because I make a lot of guide videos, I feel like it would just confuse some people, so that's why I don't use it. So in the next episode, we're going to be looking at improving our character models graphically, and you can find the next episode linked down below in the description, along with a full mod playlist, full of immersive mods, quest mods, weapons and armor and texture mods, and just lots of things for you to look at. So make sure you check out that playlist linked below. And make sure you smash that subscribe button for more Skyrim mod videos, and also press that little bell icon next to it to ensure that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And I, ESO, will see you, loyal subscriber, in the next Skyrim video. So have a fantastic day, and goodbye. Join us in the next video to give Lydia a makeover.